Hi, welcome to Issues and Insights. I'm your host, Melanie Parker, the Community Liaison for the Right Legacy Group. I have been wanting to know about what you do for so long. Let me introduce Nancy Shores, the Director, Leader, President of the Hardin County Friends of the Hardin County Public Library.
Friends of the Hardin County Public Library.
Yes, I see that, Friends. I love it. And is that a tongue-in-cheek title? Is it an official nonprofit?
It's an official nonprofit.
Okay.
Many libraries have friends groups because they just provide extra support for libraries.
Right.
And, so that's our main mission, to support the library.
And support in what way? Financially?
Financially.
Do you go in and shelve books?
No.
Okay.
No, we don't do that sort of thing. They have library volunteers.
Wonderful.
People that do that. But our purpose is to raise money for the library and to advocate for it in the community.
Wonderful.
And then we also are the local partner for Dolly Parton's Imagination Library.
Oh, I love that. So what does that entail for you? Do you create a mailing list, or do you find the need, the household by household need?
No, it's anybody's eligible for Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. It's from birth till the child's 5th birthday month.
Oh.
And people can register online.
Okay.
So,
through the local library,
no,
or through Dolly Parton's Foundation?
ImaginationLibrary.com.
Okay.
And then you click on, what is the button you click on? There's
Give me a book?
No.
Send me a book?
You'll be able to tell when you get there. My mind is...
It's fine. It's
my
fine.
mind
It's
is blank.
It's a rainy
but anyway,
day.
you can get to the registration form very easily.
Wonderful.
On the Imagination Library website.
And I can't imagine why anybody wouldn't if you have littles at home. Free books is a treasure.
Yeah, and they're high quality books. They're mostly paperback, but they're very high quality books. Oftentimes classic children's books. The welcome book is The Little Engine That Could, which was chosen specifically by Dolly because her grandmother told her that story as a child.
Sure, and who doesn't love Dolly? I mean,
yeah.
She does great things. Speaking of doing great things, so do you do fundraising or take donations? How do you raise those funds to assist the library?
The main way we raise funds is by having biannual book sales.
Oh.
We haven't been able to have a book sale for quite some time because of the construction at the library. They didn't have any space to take donations. But we work in tandem with the library. They take the donations. People can bring the donations to the library, and then we just organize the book sale.
So donations as in money or books? Or both?
Well, we'll take money.
Yeah.
But, the books that we sell are books that have been donated.
Okay, okay. And what's the criteria for a donated book, just so we can put that out there? Do you prefer hard copy?
Any kind, any paperbacks.
Slightly loved?
Unless it's totally ruined.
Sure.
We do ask that people don't bring reference books like encyclopedias and Reader's Digest condensed books, magazines, and VHS tapes.
Oh.
We don't want those.
Okay.
People don't buy them.
Sure.
We have to throw them out. So you throw them out.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank
you, but no thank you.
Yeah.
Right. So you had mentioned the facelift that the Hardin County Public Library had recently, and I have witnessed that. My office, we host financial workshops there every month called Focus on Finance, and what a beautiful thing. Does some of the money that you raise go towards the general upkeep of the building, or does it go specifically towards the books?
It goes just towards a little bit of everything. What we normally do is we just give the library a percentage of our book sale money as soon as the book sale's over, and then they have it to use as they wish throughout
Sure,
the year.
so they allocate it where they feel
Right,
there's a need.
and then if our funds get elevated, we just might give them a special gift,
Oh,
something they can use to buy something.
sure,
Not
sure.
too long ago, I think we gave them some money, and they were able to buy, it's a little kit that comes in a box, and it's like a resource for families to use if a pet dies. So you can check this out at the library, and it has all these things for a family to do together when their pet dies.
I love that.
And so,
We've all been there.
yeah. So that there's several more of that type of thing, I think, and they'll probably buy more as time goes on, but that was one that the director was really wanting to get, so.
What a wonderful resource.
Yeah.
Losing a pet, that pain runs deep.
Yes, it does.
You know, even as an adult, when I lost mine about 3 or 4 years ago, I'd had him for 12 years. That still hurts.
Oh, yes,
So for
it's-
the littles, what a great way, anything that will help them process
Yeah.
that pain and loss. That's a wonderful gift.
Yeah,
Truly.
so,
So we talked about the book sales.
Uh-huh.
Is that pretty much the fundraisers that you all do?
mostly, but we have lately done a couple of restaurant fundraisers where you know, you set it up with a restaurant, and they give a portion of the receipts that are taken in during that time frame if you mention that is
Right.
you're there because of the friends.
Yes, yes. I
So-
have a couple of granddaughters that play travel ball, so
Yeah.
we do Mr. Gaddy's, and they actually have a movie night coming up. That might be something you all want to do. Crown Point's very generous with fundraisers for local nonprofits as
Oh,
well.
okay.
So just tossing that out there.
Yeah,
'cause-
well, that's a great idea. We don't have too many fundraisers that aren't book sales.
Sure. Well, I mean, I guess that absolutely makes sense.
Yeah.
And do
Yeah.
you ever just have people call and say, hey, who do I make this check out to?
Well,
I'd like to put
we
some
have
of that challenge out
we
there.
have gotten a few surprises
Yeah.
over the years. Like we have had a couple of people that have yearly give us a gift from their retirement account
Okay.
when it's time to withdraw the funds.
I can see
from
that.
that.
I can see that from my office, the Right Legacy Group. We have those different foundations that people like to give
Yeah.
to. I think yours is a fabulous one.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I do too.
Yeah. You're not going to argue with me, are you?
No, I mean, we can use all the funds we can get because basically everything goes right back to the library. We do give a small portion of the money from our book sales to our Dolly Parton Imagination Library Fund, but our main emphasis is to support the library.
Absolutely. So when you have these semi-annual on average sales, what's the big seller? What type of books are just, you know, when they come in the door in a donation box that someone's going to buy that book?
Oh, well, you know, it kind of varies from sale to sale.
Okay.
But a lot of people like mysteries and thrillers. And
I just noticed a new Stephen King book coming out that I
Yeah.
saved on my wish list. Yes.
and usually we're able to get rid of any kind of Christian fiction books because,
Okay.
you know, they're lighter fiction, and, you know, not all of us like violence and rough language.
No gore? No gore
No
for
gore,
you, Nancy?
no.
I get
It's
it.
all happy.
I get it as I toss out Stephen King.
Yeah.
Right. You know, different strokes.
But it's just,
yeah.
it just depends because, you know, people might be looking for something special, and then
Right.
sometimes we'll have something donated, like a set of books that I'll think nobody's going to want that, and somebody buys it.
Sure.
So it just kind of depends on who happens to show up at the sale.
Do people tend to have a preference between hardback and paperback?
It's a personal preference.
Okay.
There are people that come in there and they head straight to the paperbacks.
Okay.
That's all they want.
Interesting.
So it's just a personal preference from the customer,
So-
what people want.
Maybe we should toss out there then when folks do estate sales, those types of things where they're clearing out Mama and Papa's house or Mom and Dad's house, if they have the books, maybe save them for you all, as opposed to but taking them to Goodwill or something
Yeah.
like that, if at all possible, to sort through those and bring them to you
Yeah.
all. And what a great benefit that would be. Wonderful. What about children's books? Do you do a lot of sales at these annual sales? Do you sell a lot of children's
We
books?
like to have a lot of children's books
Yes.
because they will sell very well. Sometimes we have a lot and sometimes not so many, because children's books at home are often well used.
Yes.
So they serve their duty at home first,
Yeah.
yeah, children's books are great.
Right.
We love to have lots of children's books.
And they have those, Hardin County is truly blessed with all of those little mini libraries throughout our
Oh,
community.
yeah.
We have multiples of those.
Yeah, there's a
I
lot
see
of-
them regularly now, and those are chocked full normally of children's books.
Yeah.
So folks are really generous about making sure those are
Yeah,
full.
people share, so
Yes.
that's a good thing.
Yes. And there's such great, I was sitting, probably 3 hours ago, I was sitting on the floor with my 16-month-old grandson and looking at a book, and whoop, there goes
Yeah.
that page, and I was like, no. So, yeah, we need more of those cardboard page
Yeah.
books for the littles.
Well, you need to get him enrolled in Dolly Parton's Imagination Library.
Truly, I'll have to ask his mom.
If he-
She's pretty well on it. I bet they are, but I'm going to ask her as soon as we're done here, because everyone needs to take advantage
Yeah.
of that. And when the kiddos outgrow them, either bring them and donate them to you all for your semi-annual sales, or put them in those little bitty libraries and do a take one, leave one situation.
Right.
Is that how those work, or people just grab them?
Well, the books come to the child's home in the mail.
Right.
That's why it's a big thrill.
Yes.
Because they're getting
mail.
a book from Dolly.
Yes,
And-
that's
and
huge.
That's how children look at it too. Dolly sent me a book.
Yes. And I wonder, does she have, and I'm just assuming she's like your neighbor, does she take personal interest in choosing every single book, or at least approving every single book, or does she have people for that?
No, they have, the Dollywood Foundation is the overall
Sure.
sponsor of it, but for the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, they have what they call a blue ribbon book selection committee.
Oh.
And I think they have
Sign me up. How fun would that be?
Yeah, they have education, experts
Yeah.
that pick the books. I don't know
Right.
how many people are on that committee.
Sure.
I do know that she chose the welcome book specifically,
I love that.
but other than that,
And
They-
remind me, what's the welcome book?
The Little Engine That Could.
Oh, Legend That Could. What a classic.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Yes.
And
Even adults need to revisit that book.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go home and dig through and see if I can find that book.
well, it's an older book.
It is.
It
It's a
was
classic.
It was written quite some time ago, but it's
Right.
still enjoyable and has a good message.
Well, it's a great message for all ages.
Mm-hmm.
So what a treat for a Mimi to read it to the grandsons
Yeah.
and revisit that message. We all need that reminder
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. So tell me how let's get personal, Nancy. Tell me how you got involved with this foundation, and how long has it been?
With Dolly Parton's Imagination.
Well, no, just with the Friends
Oh,
of
with
the
the
Hardin County
Friends.
Public Library.
It's been several years ago. There
Passion
was,
driven, I'm sure.
yeah, a community commission of sorts that was tasked with finding suggestions of where would be the best direction for our own county library
Right.
to go. So part of that discussion was to restart the Friends group.
So it was something prior to you getting involved all those years ago.
There had been a Friends group prior, and then it had dissolved for some reason unknown to me.
Sure.
And we just started it back up. And then after a few years, we went through the process to be a nonprofit organization that's
Wonderful.
recognized by the IRS, because that has some benefits
Absolutely.
to it.
Wonderful. So what are your numbers? How many folks are in your friends group?
Well,
And if it's like any other group, there are people who are more involved than others.
Oh,
so it would be
yes.
hard to put a firm
Yeah,
number on it, but a guesstimate.
yeah, we probably have around, I'd say, maybe 30 people
Wow.
that are fairly active. And, the different people come at different times
Right.
to the meetings, so.
Sure. And some folks are probably all hands on deck right around the time that you're doing your fundraising,
Yes.
and that's helpful.
Yes, yes,
And
it is.
some life happens, people are busy.
Right.
So how often does your group meet?
We meet about 10 times a year.
Okay.
We don't meet in December. The months that we meet are on the second Thursday at 5 o'clock at the library in the meeting room.
Are you looking to recruit new members, or
Oh,
do you
yes.
feel like you have plenty?
No,
Okay.
we don't have, we need more members.
Sure.
We could use lots more members. And it's even helpful just to join as sort of an auxiliary type of member. If you feel that you can't really give any time to it, just by joining, you're donating
Right.
money to the library.
Oh,
because
do you have to buy in? Is it a
we
buy-in?
have our dues are not expensive, but we do have, for a regular adult membership is $10. A
Is that-
student membership is $5.
Is that monthly or
No,
annually?
yearly.
I think that might be in my budget.
Yeah. So it's not out of reach for very many people.
Sure, sure. So walk me through what a monthly meeting would look like. What do you discuss? What's done in those meetings?
Well, pretty much like any other club meeting, we always have our reports, the minutes and the treasurer's report, and we have a update on where our Dolly Parton Imagination Library Fund is.
Do you happen to know, I'm going to put you on the spot. Are you ready for a challenge?
Okay.
Off the top of your head, how many folks or households are signed up for that in Hardin County? Do you have any
For
idea?
Dolly
For
Parton's
Dolly?
The last time I checked, it was nearing 2,000 children.
That's
It's
so
like
exciting.
1947 or something like that.
Really? I love that. I don't know if my grandsons are on that list, but I'll find out.
Yeah.
That's exciting. So you go over that in the meeting, and what else do you discuss?
Just whatever is on the docket for that month, if it's a fundraiser or if it's a motion to give the library a special gift or
Wonderful.
the book sale. If the book sale's coming up, we'll talk about that.
What month do you have a consistent month months rather, you do a couple of years that you normally do your fundraisers at the library?
Normally, the book sales are in April and September.
Okay.
Now, that's going to be different this year because, as I said before, the library hasn't been able to take donations
Right.
for quite some time.
Yeah.
So as soon as they're able to start taking donations again, we're hoping we'll be able to have.
So will the September one be moved to maybe October, or are you
No,
just
it
going
won't
to
be that
forego it
soon.
completely?
It's probably going to be in the spring,
Okay.
but it will be a celebratory book sale because people look forward to them, and we haven't had one for quite some time.
Sure.
The
You're
first one
building
after,
momentum.
yeah, the first one after COVID was
Oh, I
huge.
bet. I bet.
so.
Yeah, everyone locked up and couldn't get to
right,
their books.
Right. So I expect it to be a very large book sale when we do set the date.
Good.
So.
Good. All hands on deck for the Friends of the Hardin County Public Library, right?
exactly.
Do you mentioned $5 for students. Do you have younger folks, maybe under the age of 18, that are involved?
Well, no, not this time, but we still have that option
Okay.
for any, we would love to have some middle school and high school
Sure.
students. It would be great.
I have a 13-year-old granddaughter. We will have a conversation.
Yeah.
So are your meetings in the evening so
They're
that
at
the
5
youngers
o'clock.
could come? Okay, at 5
Yeah.
o'clock. Wonderful.
Yeah.
You said the second Thursday of every
The
month?
second Thursday of each month.
At the library?
Yeah, at the library.
Wonderful.
And we send out email reminders to all the members who have paid their dues.
Right.
Ahead-
If you don't pay your dues,
If you don't pay your dues, you don't get
you're
an email.
evicted from
You
the
don't get
email
an email.
list.
You don't
I
get
love
an
that.
email.
That's fair.
So,
Yeah. So if someone is interested in joining, I'm certainly interested. Is there a link we go on, or do we just show up and hand you a $10 bill, or how does that work?
there's membership forms at the library.
Okay.
And you can just, if you want to, you can just fill it out there
Mm-hmm.
and attach the money, and they can put it in our box, or you can mail it to our P.O. box,
Okay.
whichever you prefer.
Wonderful. And so what kind of commitment would someone from the outside just learning about this? So that it's the monthly 1-hour meeting, I'm assuming, if that?
Hour at the most.
An hour at the most.
Absolute most.
Okay. And then the either annual huge sale
Yeah.
or the semi-annual wonderful sale.
Yeah.
And that sounds like that's about it as far as commitment.
Yeah. We might occasionally have another activity that we need volunteers for. Like, for example, we've never done this before, but this year on October 5th, we're going to host the meeting for the State Friends of the Library.
Wow.
So we're going to have that at the Brown Pusey House. And
What a wonderful venue.
So we'll have people from all over the state of Kentucky, friends groups, who will come, and that's just a good time for different people to kind of exchange ideas. And then we have a box lunch and a speaker in the
Wonderful.
afternoon. So
Wonderful. And when will this be?
October 5th.
October 5th. That is fabulous. Any idea who the keynote speaker will be at this point? Or can you not tell? Is it a secret?
No, it's not a secret, but I think his name is Kent McCord. But
Okay.
the name actually escapes me.
That's okay. That's okay. So is he a friend? Is he a friend of the library or somebody?
No, it's somebody. It's somebody from another part of the state.
Gotcha. How
Somebody
exciting.
Somebody that the people on the State Friends,
Right.
their board members, someone that they were familiar with.
Wonderful. And I'm so glad that Hardin County is hosting that. And at the Brown Pusey House, we get to showcase how
Yeah.
awesome that venue is
Right.
and how wonderful our downtown is here in Elizabethtown. So I am so glad that you all are making that happen here,
Yeah.
hosting all those folks. I'm sure the tourism folks are thrilled.
Yeah, it's a smaller meeting, but there will be about 60 people here, and
It's wonderful.
You know, they have the option to come the night before if they
Mm-hmm.
want to, and we've let them know of the few of the kind of classic attractions in E-Town, like our
Yes.
Hardin County History Museum and the Swope Museum of Classic Cars. and
Wonderful.
some of those things that are fairly easy
Yes.
to get to
Yeah,
without too
you
much
all can
trouble.
take, our local friends can take great pride in hosting that here in Elizabethtown. So kudos to you all for making that happen. That's
Yeah.
huge for our tourism. It
Yeah.
really is. We do have a wonderful downtown. Well, Nancy, have I left anything out that you feel like you'd like to add, that you'd like folks to know?
Well, we just love to have, I'll just reiterate that we would love to have more people join the Friends of the Library, because we want to help our library as much as we can.
Truly. It is, and I mentioned my office, we host once a month a Focus on Finance workshop at the library, and we've done it for years. And I love walking in there, and right inside the door in the lobby is a whole table full of all of the activities
Right.
that the Hardin County Public Library hosts for different organizations, from preschool, baby things, preschool, elementary school, middle school, high school, all the way up to seasoned folks.
Right.
And not just book related, just activities, board games,
Yeah.
and I know there used to be, I don't know if there still is, Tai Chi.
Yeah.
I mean, you name it, yoga,
Yeah.
all of the
Well,
things.
At libraries are not just about books anymore.
Right.
They're about
It's a hub.
community and providing activities where people can learn
Right.
and
And mostly at very little, if any, cost at all.
oh yeah, we also have the library has it's relatively new. It's called a library of things, where we have items
Oh.
that you can check out, like a outdoor Jenga game,
That's
or
so cool.
a sewing machine, or a
Yes.
telescope.
Wow.
There's quite a few things.
I would absolutely encourage our viewers to contact the library and see if there's anything they could donate to that. What a great idea.
They actually have a wish list on Amazon.
Do they?
If anybody wants to donate something to the library of things, you can find a wish list on Amazon.
I had no idea. I'm going to check that out.
Yeah.
You know, when you're purging and cleaning and doing all of those spring cleaning and even before that, that is exciting.
Yeah.
To donate those things and know that they're going to be valued and used. And I just really encourage everyone to revisit that library. It's easy to get away from that once you're out of school. And even if you're not doing your continued education, our library is a hub and wealth
Yes.
of wonderful activities, organizations, groups, people like-minded who are there to enjoy things you love. I go in there, they've got a puzzle, a jigsaw puzzle.
Right.
Every time I go in there,
Yeah,
I'm like,
they
my
keep-
goal is to find one piece.
Yeah.
One piece, and then
Yeah.
I can walk away with my head
Yeah.
held high.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of, it's great energy there with the
Yeah.
facelift.
Yeah,
People need to check it out.
If you haven't been to the library to see the facelift,
Yes.
you need to go check it out.
They
It's-
do.
It's beautiful.
Absolutely.
And they have a wonderful children's area now.
They do. They really, really do. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited about. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you so much for your time. We're out of time.
Oh.
I could just sit and chat with you forever. This is good stuff.
Yeah.
And thank you for what you do, because it is passion.
Yeah.
It's your time. The one commodity that we cannot replenish is our time. And when you see folks donating their time to make life, especially locally in our Hardin County home, make life better for others, there's such great value in that. So, Nancy, thank you for what you do. Thank you for your time. And I am just going to show up with my $10.
Okay, great.
And I am really, really excited. I may have a 13-year-old granddaughter in tow. We'll see if I can work that out.
Okay, great.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Nancy.
Okay, well,
Genuinely appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Folks, that's it. I'm Melanie Parker. Thank you for tuning in to Issues and Insights, and we'll see you next time.